Let's take a look. Multiple bikers, vehicle on its side, high mechanism of injury. She's there. I've seen this many times. Can't get her out because she can't climb out. Maybe hurt, scared, whatever it is. So she's coming out very good. I don't see any bleeding, glass like cutting her or anything like that. So that's a good sign.
Anybody else in there?
Okay, nobody else in there. Very good.
Watch your hands, Joey. Watch your hands.
Alright.
We push this thing over?
You don't need to. If the vehicle... Okay. Yeah, you could yell, you can't park there. I wouldn't recommend doing that. That's...
Push it in the back. Push it in the back.
That's why. That's why. I get it. You want to like get you want the road to be clear. Okay, very good. Let's see. Is there any more? Okay. Right.
There it is.
College driver.
Are you good? I see you, hero. Give me some dad, Joey. Give me some.
There's the other vehicle. There's the other vehicle that hit them. All right, let's go take a look at this. Let's do a quick little sharing with you my firefighter experience. I've been on these many, many, many times. All right, so vehicle on its side. We saw the other vehicle hit them, right? So it's just a rollover. Doesn't sound crazy. It is. Rollovers are actually very high mechanism. It's one of those things where once you see a rollover, or it's called in as a rollover, that there's possibly a fatality. This isn't good. So when we're coming up to here, let's say we're the motorcycle riders, okay? I'm gonna pretend that I'm here. So I'm coming up to here. I see a rollover accident, and I see another vehicle that got hit or that hit them. That's at minimum two patients. We have the driver that hit them and the person in the rollover. Now, if there's other people in any of these vehicles, it could easily go 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have multiple patients. At that point, we have to start doing triage. But my main focus here is who's the first person I should be trying to rescue, or the one that's the most immediately hurt, or like the worst hurt. It's gonna be the person in the rollover. So I'm gonna do a quick check on the rollover. I'm gonna have somebody else go do a quick check on the other person. Give me some information on what the other person is. They're like, they're talking, they're fine. They say they don't need anything. Great, cool. I'm gonna ignore them for now. I'm gonna focus on the rollover. Then after I deal with the rollover, I'm gonna go to them, the other person. So I'm coming up to here, you know. Cool. She's in there. She's sitting. She looks fine. She's not bleeding anywhere. More than likely had the seatbelt on, took it off. Okay, very cool. Now, how do we get her out? We can't. I don't want to break the glass. We're gonna get shards of glass all over me, all over her, all this stuff. I got to see if she's able to get out of the vehicle, self-extricate at minimum. There's nowhere else. I don't have any tools. I can't break anything. I can't cut anything. We're kind of stuck here. But cool, she's there. At this point, I'm going to look through the glass and see if there's anybody else. Also, I'm going to do a quick look. Nobody in the back seat. Very cool. I see her. Cool. We have one patient. Very nice. So good job on the rider for jumping up top. But here's one of the things, that vehicles like this are very unstable. Okay, they're not on the wheels. They're on its side. So a lot of the weight is going to be where the engine is, like where the tires are. But it can rotate towards where everyone's standing. So once we get on and we start doing that, it can rotate towards everyone standing. So I really want, if I was going to jump on top and try to get her out, I'm going to tell everybody, hold it still. Like just keep it still. There's a big risk when it comes to that. It could fall on them. And I'm in there and now it's like on me. So it's not a good thing. So he's going to do this.
Get in there, Joey.
And one of the things is I would ask her to see if she can self-extricate, which means she climbs out herself. Now, if she's like, hey, come out. Go ahead and see. Can you come out and let me help you? If she's like, ow, I can't because my leg. That gives me another indication of there's something else going on here. So maybe I should let the professionals deal with this, and they're going to cut out that windshield very safely. They're going to put a blanket inside, so it's going to cover. It's going to make it to where the glass isn't going to hit her. Or we're going to go ahead and extricate her out the windshield versus trying to pull her out this way. So another thing right there, but she's able to come out, so that's very good. Now, thankfully, but also not thankfully, she's not wearing much. And I say thankfully she's not wearing much because now I can visually see if there's any bleeding. I can visually see if there's any big lacerations. If she was bleeding underneath her jacket, it would come down her leg because she was sitting like that, and I would see blood coming from there. So then would be able to expose her jacket to see if there's any type of injuries there. Unfortunately, like she's not wearing much because now she's just showing everybody everything.
Holy hell.
So she gets out very good. And that's a good question. Is there anybody else in there? I would ask her if she was riding with or driving with anybody else. And if she says no, I would take that with a grain of salt because I don't know if she has a concussion, so her mindset's not working as well. But I would still check. So if she says no, cool. That's nice. I'm gonna still check because on a rollover, somebody can get ejected. So if she's like, yeah, my friend was in the passenger seat, and then I'd be like, oh, we got to look around this area for somebody that got ejected. That's gonna be the one that's gonna be in the most like that has the most injuries. So nobody's in there. I would do a visual check to confirm. Because imagine if somebody was in there and she said no because she has a concussion and we just threw the car back over. Now that person just got hit with another rollover, basically. So here, I don't recommend pushing the vehicle over because you just saw how it rolled away. Now that could hit somebody. That could be a problem. Also, pushing it over, somebody else can get injured. Just leave the vehicle there. They have tow trucks that will knock it over. Cops will take a look at this. They'll do all this stuff. Let them handle that. Focus heavily on the patient. And this is where a lot of people, when they see motorcycle crashes, they're like, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and go to the bike and turn it off. Like, don't worry about the machine anymore. Don't worry about the machine. Worry about the person. That's the main thing here. But adrenaline's going. Guys are going. So they want to push it over. So that right there, putting your hand on the glass to push, that's not good. That's called spidering of the windshield right there. You see how it looks like a spider web? Now, it's either the head hitting, which this is a passenger side, so probably not. It's probably the airbag that hit the windshield and broke the windshield. That's how powerful these airbags are. So she probably has some types of injuries. I don't know if her airbag went off. Maybe that's passenger side. Yeah, the side airbag went off. Very good. So now it starts to roll. So as firefighters, when we do that stuff, we chalk the wheels. We make sure we have some cribbing and everything. There's a nice little soccer cone there. So yeah, overall, she seems to be doing fine. A little bit shaken up, no injuries. She's very, very lucky. Concerned about her phone and possibly, calling somebody. But there's the other vehicle that hit them. Has anybody checked on this person? No, nobody's checked on this person. Maybe this person's not even in the car. They're standing right here or like behind this person. They're just like, I'm fine. But always check multiple people because this person could be having a medical issue. You never know. These are all things that go through my mind when I was a firefighter. Is like, why did this person crash into the other person? Was it just a failure to negotiate a turn and hit another car or whatever it was? Or depending on if elderly, did they have a heart attack? Did they have a diabetic episode? Did they start having stroke-like symptoms? Did they have a seizure? Did they something? What happened? Was it a medical issue that caused the crash? So then that's my focus too, is like, let's see what happened. Let's go ahead and do a medical assessment. Let's go ahead and do all that stuff. Because we could be focusing on the rollover, but we have somebody that we could also help over there with CPR or something like that if they do collapse. So we have to have somebody monitoring them.
I see you.